frames. And you'll see back here, very faintly, you can see that there's our camera way back here. So we'll grab that Cloud 3 layer, and in Z depth we're going to drag it back until it's in line with that camera. And we can come in here a little bit and just make sure that it's right there. Now while we're in here, I'm just going to put it slightly behind the camera. And with that selected, I'm hit T to bring up opacity. I'm going to create a keyframe, and I'm going to wind that down to 0. And that creates a keyframe there. And then what I'm going to do is just use my page up, page down keyframe stepping feature here. I'm going to bring it back in the timeline until that 3D plane is out in front of the camera, about there. And I'm going to wind it up to 100. And what you get is, you'll notice, I'll start at about there. You'll notice if I just hide this BG clouds, that as that plane comes towards the camera, it gets to that keyframe there and it fades out, like we're going through the vapor with the chase plane. And that's the exact effect that we're going to use for the other clouds as well. So the next thing we need to correct, if we come back to frame 0 now, you'll notice that the scale's too small. So at frame 0, just undo that. At frame 0, we can grab that layer and scale it up until it's just outside our shot, and we just make sure that as we come through, that's going to work nicely. We can probably get that vapor to fade out a little bit before then, so that we don't get too much pixelation. So it's a little bit of adjustment that just suits the scale that we have. So we're going to get that to fade out there, and that's going to work nicely. Now we do the same thing with the next layer. I'm going to switch it on, and this time we're going to come through a little bit further in the shot, remembering that our last one was around about 75 frames. This time we're going to come through to about, say, about 130, 135, something like that. And we'll just highlight that layer, that cloud layer. Just going to come out here and line it up in the Z space with our camera again. Sit about there and bring up T, create a keyframe, and this time